Ecstatic Yoga. I am Grace. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is for you. I'm happy you are here. We are going to be practicing a hip opener flow this morning with a focus on witnessing, being the witness, self-observation without judgment. Most important part of that is as you do observe, you observe without judgment. That's the most important part. And I invite you to gently and kindly close your eyes, dive your awareness into your own inner being, into your heart, into your soul. Begin to breathe into this lower belly so we can trigger that parasympathetic nervous system. And taking this moment before we begin our practice to check in with yourself, checking in with your own heart, checking in with your physical body, the sensations inside of you, your prana body, the aliveness within you, and also the emotional body, whatever emotions may be arising and present at this time. And as you notice and witness, do this without judgment, just witnessing as a loving and compassionate space of awareness. Fully aware of where you're at right now on all levels of your being, as many as you can notice and observe. And taking this moment to set an intention for yourself, a gift that you'd like to set out as an intention to the universe, to the God of your understanding. Maybe an emotion, could be something physical you'd like to manifest, an opportunity that you'd like to manifest for yourself, and stating it in the positive as if you have already manifested that opportunity, that intention. And repeating that silently to yourself now and allowing yourself to generate the emotions that you feel in having this intention fully manifest in your life now. And sending that off to the universe with a this or better, this or better, this or better. And gently opening your eyes, coming back. Let's start off with some warm-ups. We're going to just begin with some gentle head rolls. Nice and slowly, and noticing sensation, in your neck, in your head. And if you feel you need to stop at a spot and kind of massage that a little, I invite you to do that. And moving in the other direction. Nice and slow, observing the sensations, observing your own self. Keeping that breath flowing in the belly. And coming back to center. And let's bring the chin down to the chest. And then bringing the chin up to a comfortable position. Coming back to center. Let's bring the head over to the left. And then over to the right. And coming back to center. And let's do some circles. And as we do our circles, you can gently move the head as well. Circles around the pelvis. Taking your time and going slow enough again so that if you feel any sensation, you want to massage that spot a little bit. Playing with it. Observing. Witnessing your own being, yourself, sitting on your mat, moving the body, noticing all the sensations, all the aliveness, and going the other direction. Keeping that breath flowing in the belly. Beautiful. Massaging those areas. And coming back to center, let's do a little cat-cow. In our cow, we're going to arch that back, open shoulders, shoulder blades going to squeeze together a little. Gently lift the head so it's in alignment with the spine. Inhaling. Exhaling into your cat. Rounding the back, bringing the head in. And just going back and forth, waking up that spine, staying in that state of observation. And coming back to center again. We're going to open up the side body. We're going to bring the left hand down, reaching the right hand over. You can bend that elbow in the left arm, feeling a nice opening on the side body. Taking a couple breaths here in your belly. And moving over to the other side. Nice opening in the side body. And coming back to center. Beautiful. And let's bring those feet together in our butterfly, our Vaticanasana. Let's begin by just flapping those butterfly wings, gently opening up those hips. Observing, being that witness to yourself. And slowing that down until it comes to a stop. And see if you can bring those knees as close as you can to the floor. We're always going to play the edge, so we're not forcing and striving, and we're not being totally relaxed. We're in that nice state of effort. I'm not going to stretch the rubber band and snap it, but it's not loosey-goosey. We're just nice and gentle effort. Staying in that feels so good spot. So let's inhale as we lengthen the spine, keeping those knees coming down towards the earth, and exhale, hinging forward, feeling a nice opening of both hips simultaneously. And you can engage those bandhas once you find your edge and breathe. One more nice deep breath. Noticing sensation and then coming all the way up. Beautiful. Gently opening our hips little by little. Let's go into a wide leg forward fold. So we're going to bring the legs out wide. And let's inhale, lengthening the spine, and exhale, hinging forward again. And when you get to that edge where the leg muscles and the hips tell you that's about right, that's good, just allow your spine to round. Bring the hands down to the earth and come inward. Feeling a nice inward space. Being with the self. Keeping the breath flowing. Being that witness. And you can flex and extend those feet if you like. And let's begin to walk the hands over to the left. And give this left leg a little bit extra stretch. Engaging those bandhas and breathe. And beginning to walk the hands over to the left. And feeling a nice stretch, nice opening on this right side. Engage those bandhas and breathe. Beautiful. Coming back to center. And let's come to a seated position. And we're going to move into fire log. So we're going to take that right leg and bend that in. You can have this right shin parallel to the front of your mat. Works best. And then we're going to take this left leg and we're going to stack this left foot so the ankle is on the knee. So the knees and the ankles are aligned. And see, I'm not very flexible here. I'm a little less flexible on this side as the other. Now, if you can't get into this position, just with a modification, you can just have your leg out like this. But try your best if you can stack that ankle up over the knee. And then we're going to flex both feet. And then we're going to inhale as we lengthen up. And exhale, begin to hinge forward, finding your edge. It might be just a micro movement forward. You can't hinge forward too much. You'll feel that, especially in this left hip. And let's engage those bandhas and bring in a few deep breaths as we notice and witness the sensations and all that we're experiencing in this pose. One more breath. And then coming back up straight. And let's release those legs. Let's bring them both out again. And we're going to take this left leg in. Repeat this on the other side so we're nice and balanced. Left shin parallel to the mat if you can. Bringing the right leg up. Ankles and knees are aligned. And if you have a cushion, you can put that between the knee and the leg. And let's flex those feet. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, hinging forward. Beautiful job. And breathe. Immersed in the sensations. One more breath. Beautiful. Coming back up. And let's release those legs. And we're going to come up and we're going to do a hero pose. And what you can do is you can take a cushion or a block and put that right, sit on that, bring yourself up, and then take those legs and see if you can get them out from underneath you. So they're out to the side. We're just going to bring those knees together better and sit here in this hero's pose. If you don't need a block, if your hips are open enough, you can just sit down and have those legs to the side. And we're going to sit and take a few breaths here in our hero's pose. Being that neutral observer. Observation without judgment. In that space of deep self-love. And one more breath here. Beautiful. And coming back up. We can remove your block or your cushion if you have it. And we're going to come in a seated position here. And we haven't done our balances for too much. So we're going to do balancing bear and boat. So with balancing bear, we're going to bring those heels in closer to the body. And I invite you to just start with one leg at a time. You can bring the hand to the outside of the foot. And I have my left foot here and just open that leg up. Open it up and begin to move that leg a little bit. Finding movements and opening that feels good in your hip. Keeping that breath flowing in the belly. And then releasing the left leg down. And let's open up that right side. Just moving that leg around so you can feel some different sensations in that right hip. Bring it down. And you can either continue side to side or you can lift those heels up off the earth and bring both legs open at the same time. And breathing into the belly, you can find a drishti to gaze at and breathe. See if you can engage those bandhas. One more breath. And releasing those legs down. Beautiful. We're going to move into our boat balance. So we're balancing on that sacrum. And we're going to bring, let's go into half boat. So we can take those legs up halfway. You can bring the hands to support them into half boat. Now this might be your pose. This may be all that you can do. If you'd like to go into the full boat, we're going to extend the legs out, arms to the side. Again, find a drishti, point to gaze at that's not moving. Engage the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. And release, coming back into half boat. And the invitation now, I'm going to invite you to do a few pulses for your stomach exercises. If you want to do a little abdominal work, and join me in that. I'm going to do some open and closed boats. If you're finishing up, just come to a seated position. Beautiful. Beautiful job. And we're going to come up onto our knees. Let's come up onto our knees now. We're going to move into a camel, Strasana. So the first thing I like to do with the camel is to tuck that tailbone under a little bit. So as we go back into our back bend, these lumbar spines are opened up and we don't crunch. So tuck that tailbone under a little bit and bring the hands to the small of your back. Knees are underneath your hips, hip width apart. Feet are behind and the elbows are coming towards each other. So the chest is open. And we're going to go into a little back bend. Keeping the head in alignment with the spine. You're not going to drop the head. We're just keeping it in alignment with the spine. And bring those hips so they're right over the knees. That opens up those hips a little bit. If you'd like to go a little deeper into the pose, you can come down to your heels or you can come onto your toes to bring those heels up a little closer and bring the hands back to the heels. Chest is wide open and let's move those hips again back over the knees. Opening up the hips. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe. One more breath. Beautiful, and coming up. And let's move into a child's pose. And let that energy integrate. Taking a few breaths here, giving yourself a little break and moving into that witnessing. And coming up. And we're in a perfect position now for a pigeon. So we're going to come onto our hands and knees. And we're going to bring that right leg up. You can keep this shin, if you can keep it parallel to the front of the mat, that's great. I'm not able to do that, so it might be coming angling in a little bit. And let's bring that back leg back as far as you can. So my left leg is straight and extending back, and I'm feeling a nice opening in this left hip area. Bring the hands in front, and we can make sure that your body is not flopped over. So you're balancing straight and in alignment with the body. And if you'd like, you can come down onto your forearms. I feel more of a hip opener when I'm up like this. You can hinge forward slightly and engage those bandhas and breathe. Nice, slow, deep breaths. One more deep breath. Beautiful job. And let's come back into our table. And we're going to move over to the other side. So we're going to bring this left leg up between the hands. See if you can get this shin as parallel to the front of the mat as possible. And then straightening out that back leg. My right leg is coming back. Find your edge with that back leg. Balancing so you're not flopping over to one side, but you're balancing up. And bringing the hands to the mat. And hinge forward slightly and breathe. Feeling that nice opening of the hip on the right side. Engage the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. Beautiful job. And coming back to your table pose. Let's do a couple cat-cows in our table. Inhaling, sticking that tailbone out, arching the back, lifting the head and the heart in our cow, and exhaling into cat as you tuck the tailbone under, round that back. Head is looking in towards the thigh and the belly. Going back and forth at your own pace. Maybe when you're in cow, you might want to wag that tail. Wag of your tail. Maybe when you go into your cat, you might want to come back, bring the hips back and feel a stretch. And maybe make some circles. Beginning to move back and forth, creating some spontaneous movements for yourself. It feels good for you. Enjoying being in your body. Staying in that observer state. Noticing the sensations, fully present. The body. To your own self. As an act of self-love. Keeping that breath flowing in the belly. And from here, we're going to go into a down dog. So we're going to curl the toes under, push into the hands and the toes, and come up into a down dog. And we're going to move into a three-legged dog. So let's take that left leg and kick that left leg up. Three-legged dog. So we have a nice solid foundation of both hands on the earth. The right foot slight external rotation of the hands. Left leg is up. Bend the left knee and open up to the left side, opening that hip. Engage the bodies and breathe. One more breath. And bring that left leg down. We're going to move over to the other side. Let's kick that right leg out into three-legged dog. Bend that right knee and open up to the right side, opening up the right hip. Engage the bodies and breathe. One more breath. And bring that right leg down. Beautiful job. And let's move back into our child's pose for a few breaths. Inhaling up, and we're going to come up into a up dog. So keep continuing to hinge forward and moving yourself into an up dog. It's a slight opening of the hips, a nice arch of the back. And moving back into child's pose. I'm just going to go back and forth, keeping the breath flowing, finding your own rhythm and your own pace as you flow back from child's pose to up dog. Mindful of all the sensations, fully present to your body, yourself. Being that witness. And then coming back up into a table pose. And we are going to come down onto our backs. Come down nice and gently onto our back. My lighting is a little off now because of the sun, but hopefully you can see me okay. We're going to come onto our back. Let's begin by just bringing those knees into the chest. Rocking back and forth. And let's bring the right foot down to the mat, right knee is up, and let's rest that left ankle on the right knee. We're going to move into our supine pigeon. Lifting that right foot up off the mat, bringing the right knee into the body, clasping those hands behind the right hamstring, and gently pulling that right leg in towards the body to feel a nice opening of the left hip. Engage those bandhas and breathe. Find your edge as you pull the leg forward. Deep belly breaths, resting in observation. Beautiful. Releasing that right leg. Bringing that down to the mat. And let's switch. So we're going to have the left foot on the mat, left knee up. We're going to take the right ankle and rest that on the left knee. Bring that left leg up, clasping the hands behind the left hamstring and gently bringing the left leg in towards the body. Finding your edge, feeling the right hip opening up. And engage those bandhas, and let's bring in the prana and life force with the breath. And releasing that leg down. Beautiful job. Let's bring both legs up. Nice little inversion for a moment. And flex and extend feet. And if you like to go into half shoulder stand, lifting those hips up. Holding those hips and bringing those feet up. Bringing the feet so that they're right above the head. Adjusting the neck so it's comfortable. So the throat is comfortable, adjusting the chin. And breathe. And if you'd like to hinge over into plow, I like to hinge over so the legs are parallel to the floor to protect that lower back. If you come too low, sometimes that can put a strain on this lower back. And engage those bandhas and breathe in your plow. One more breath. And gently and kindly coming down, one vertebrae at a time. Beautiful job. Let's move into our fish pose. Arms are alongside the body, legs are out straight, palms down. And we're going to bring those hands, palms down under the buttocks. And then we're going to tuck those elbows and those arms in close as you can to the body, nice and snuggly. And then pressing into the elbows and forearms, we're going to lift the chest and the head up. And then gently bring the head down to rest on the earth. Feeling that nice back bend in those upper thoracic vertebrae. Engage the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. And let's lift up and exhale down. Beautiful job. Let's bring those knees into the chest, hugging them into the chest, rocking back and forth. Let's hold on to that right knee and let the left leg come out. Pressing that left leg down, that opens that left hip a little bit. So the left hamstring is coming in towards the earth. And bringing that right knee out to the side a little and pulling it in towards the armpit. Feeling those two lines of energy going opposite directions simultaneously. And breathe. And releasing that gently. We're going to keep that knee bent. We're going to bring that over, that right knee over to the left. A nice little twist. Take the right arm 90 degrees out and turn the head to gaze out over the right fingertips. Left hand is guiding the right knee over. And engage those bandhas and let's breathe in this nice deep twist. And release that knee, coming back to center. And we're going to move to the other side. So straightening out that right leg. And we're going to bend that left knee in towards the body, opening it up towards the left armpit. Feeling that right hamstring pressing into the earth as you gently pull the left knee in towards the left armpit. Feeling those two opposite lines of energy engage simultaneously. Engage the bandhas and breathe. And then release that knee gently, and let's start bringing that left knee over to the right. The right hand guiding the left knee over. Taking the left hand 90 degrees and turning the head to gaze out over those left fingertips. And breathe. Nice deep twist. Self-observation without judgment. And releasing that left leg. Coming so you're flat on your back. And let's bring those knees into the chest. Rock back and forth. And we're going to move into our Supta Vaticanasana, supine butterfly, bringing those feet together, wrapping those hands around the feet, and pulling those feet into the body. Feel that nice opening of the hips. Engage those bandhas and breathe. Beautiful. And let's open up those knees and feet. Feet facing the sky, knees coming down towards the armpits and the earth. And let's pull those feet down into baby. Nice gentle pull. Feeling a nice opening of both hips. The small of the back, the lumbar spine, is on the mat, on the earth. We're not lifting up our butt. And when you're ready, just beginning to roll around into Happy Baby, Ananda Balasana. Keeping the feet around, Feeling what feels good for you. Just like when you were a baby. And coming back to center. And we're going to bring those feet on the earth and knees are up. We're going to move into a couple releases and Savasana. So bring your hands to those hips. And we're going to begin to swivel the hips. The butt and the back are not lifting up at all. We're staying flat on the back. The only thing that's moving are those hips. So you can feel that one hip dropping down towards the heel, opposite hips coming up towards the armpit. And then swivel the hips to go to the other side. And continuing this as a nice slow movement. Being in that witness, observing the sensations, observing yourself, and breathe. Coming back to center, let's move into hip pointers. I'm going to root my right butt cheek into the earth, and I'm going to point that left hip up. Allow the left butt cheek to lift up off the mat. And releasing it down. I'm going to root the left hip into the mat, the left hip, and allow the right hip to come up. The right butt cheek to lift up off the mat. We're going to be pointing the hips one at a time up towards the sky. And engage those bandhas and breathe. And coming back to neutral. We're going to move into some cat-cow flexion and extension on our backs. So with the cat, feel the small of the back press flat into the earth. Tailbones tucked under. Flexion. And then as you move into your cow, feel that lumbar spine, that small of your back, arch up off the earth. Your back may still be resting on the earth, but your spine is lifting up. Tailbone is sticking out. Extension of the spine. You're moving back and forth into cat-cow, flexion and extension. Nice and slowly. Observing yourself, the sensations. Keeping the breath flowing. And coming back to center. And we're going to keep the knees up. We're just going to walk those feet wider and wider away from each other to the wide edges of your mat. And we're going to drop one knee at a time, single knee drop. At your own pace. honoring your edge and keeping that prana moving through your breath, the lower belly. And finishing up here, walking those feet back together. And we're going to do our double knee drops. We're going to drop both knees over to one side. Lift that upper knee, that upper leg. Bring it all the way over to the other side. Allow that bottom leg and knee to follow. And then lifting that upper knee, bringing it all the way to the other side, allowing the lower leg to follow. And continuing with double knee drop. And you may want to simply windshield wiper the legs, bringing them together side to side. Finding which one feels better, you might want to do a combination of both. Keeping that breath flowing. Then coming back to center. Let's bring those knees into the chest. Final release of the lower back. Releasing and relaxing that lower back. And then finding your Savasana position, nice comfortable position as you extend the legs out. I like to bring the legs a little further apart, the arms a little further apart, palms up, and feet open. Got a cushion in my way. And feeling the body just sinking deep down into the earth. Feeling the muscles relax, letting go of all holding, all tension. Feeling the whole body become heavier. Acknowledging that support of the earth. As you let go and release and relax even deeper. We'll have a few moments of silence as you allow the body, mind, and spirit to integrate this yoga practice. Taking a nice deep breath into the belly. Beginning to come back from Savasana. Back into the body. Wiggling the fingers and the toes. Stretching out the arms and the legs. Stretching out the body and rolling over to one side or the other. Taking a breath here. Resting in that witness. Coming up to a seated position. And taking this moment now to dive in and check in. Start to scan the inner being, the physical being, the emotional body, all the inner sensations, maybe even noticing if there's any shifts from the beginning of the yoga practice. Fully present to the self, witnessing and observing. What is it like to be you right now? How does it feel inside? And take this time now to revisit that intention you set at the beginning of practice, reaffirming it silently in your mind as you bask in those emotions. And sending that intention off with a this or better, this or better, this or better, sending it to the universe. The universe has a better version that our minds can't comprehend in this moment. We're open to that. Always staying open, keeping the mind open like a parachute. And we'll conclude with a namaste. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, peace, and truth. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I am Grace with Ecstatic Yoga. Please check out our website, EcstaticYoga.Studio, for our yoga teacher trainings and our yoga retreats. Wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day.